I don't know that I can. I don't know why I wrote it. I apparently wrote it. It was a time, every time, like I wrote The Open Secret, and then there was another book, All There Is. And then later on, I said to Claire, oh, we'll do another book, you know. So it just came out when it came out. Of course, a lot of the book isn't really me writing. It's a lot of it is dialogue. So that was fairly easy to edit so that it was you know, so that it was easy to read. But I think it just is a book that says everything that I've been saying for years. Um, I have to say something here, and that is, as far as I'm concerned, I've written a little essay on my homepage, which you've read, called Unknowing Wonder. And I have to say, as far as I'm concerned, this message that's now being communicated by a few people has only been around for about 20, 25 years, this uncompromising message about non-dualism. And I think my sense of it is that it's completely unique, and nothing like this has ever been there before, because every other sort of teaching that came out about non-duality or whatever you like to call it, always had a personal teaching involved with it, like Advaita and Longchenpa and all of those people. They all talked in a way about this, but they also had a teaching attached, and so they were directing it to people. Now, this new uncompromising message that isn't directed at anybody at all. There's no teaching, and it also expresses the idea that the whole of this apparent creation is completely without meaning or purpose. That's unique, as far as I'm concerned. And it's only recently come out, and it's recently come out as a message because the energetically, time in this apparent world is right to hear that message. So that book was written on that basis, that really it's completely uncompromising. It's not a teaching of any kind at all. It talks about no thing being everything, and so in that sense, that book is a really good book about the absolute simplicity of this message, and that it is really unique. The open secret is that the open secret is that nothing's lost, because everything is oneness. So, but it remains a secret all the time there is someone looking for it. All the time that someone is looking for the secret, it can't be seen. And the reason that it can't be seen, the secret, is because it hides. This is really, I love this. The secret hides by already being everything. If you want to play hide and seek, you could go and hide under the staircase or whatever, under the bed. But if you really want to play hide and seek and never be found, become everything. Nobody can find you because you're everywhere. Because when people are looking for something, they're looking for a something. They're looking for you, or they're looking for the answer. There is no answer. There is no you. There's nothing lost. Everything is that. Yes, she always said that when you first come across this, or you don't really, but when this secret reveals itself, there is a wow. But as she says, it becomes a gentle wow. You can't live going wow. It's it just becomes gentle and natural.
And the constant wow, like this wow.
Yeah.
That's so brilliant.
You look at the carpet, which in the dualistic world is just a carpet. But when you look at the carpet, you say, wow. In loveness.
Wow, thank you.
We could start another conference next year called Wow.
We should. The Wow conference.
Yeah.
Wow. And everybody will just say wow. For 48 hours straight.
Yeah, and
Wow.
they have to wear t-shirts with "wow" written on
You already are wow. You don't need a t-shirt that says
them. Oh, this message cannot be understood. I say to people, although we speak together and some things that some old beliefs that are held onto may unravel a bit, in the end, whilst we're talking together, the most liberating thing that's happening in this room is energy. It's silent. It's beyond words. And that really, as far as I'm concerned, it begins and ends with energy. It's about the energetic shift, well, the energetic uh, contraction, which seems to open up into the boundless. It's purely energetic. It's only energetic.
the boundless wow.
Yeah,
Uh, Going back to the other question about, I hope you die soon. What is death and is there life after death?
it's the same as this. It's this. Life after, what it's like is when you die, it's this. This is death. This is death.
Wow.
Wow. In deep sleep, there is no one, of course, and so for most people it feels as though nothing happened. But in deep sleep, it's just that there isn't actually any activity. So there's nothing and everything, and the everything that is nothing doesn't seem to be moving around or doing very much. But it's still no thing. It's still beingness.
What is life and the
And
meaning of life?
when the person wakes up, they would no longer ask, well, what is death, because they already know that they died, and that everything that is simply that stillness, that that silence, that nothing. It's all a nothing.
What is life and the
Well,
meaning
life
of
is
life?
everything. Life is everything, which is nothing. So nothing is everything. There aren't two. So what you're looking at and what you feel is no thing.
If the mind can't figure this out, because figuring it out is also of the mind, how is this knowing? What is this knowing?
Well, the knowing is the seeker's need. The self, when it takes form, needs to know more and more about what it sees as the world it lives in, which again it thinks is real. So I'm real, the world is real, and I need to know as much as I can about the world in order that I can control it, or at least be aware in it, or know everything about it, or everything I can know about it is a power to control it or live in it successfully. That's all a complete illusion, and it's the great illusion of self-inquiry, because self-inquiry is directed towards knowing. The greatest achievement of all self-inquiry, apparently, I don't know, I don't know anything. The great target of self-inquiry is to know the known. But what's amazing about that is that's dualistic too. You need two things. You need the knower and you need the known for that to happen. So it's still embedded in the whole dualistic world. It's pure dualism, the development and uh, application of knowing.
And all of these questions like who am I? Is that dualistic still?
Oh, purely. Look, let's be clear here. When directly the child the self takes form as a tiny child and then grows up, then and lives in what it sees as a real world, then what it's seeing is a dualistic world. And what it thinks is real are the objects around it that seem to confirm that it is a real person itself. So there's a complete continual confirmation of dualism as the child grows. So when it begins to seek in the way we're talking about, it then seeks through what it only knows, and that's its own experience. So teachers of self-inquiry will say, well, all you can know is your own experience of life. And that's an incredibly limited idea, because what is completely beyond the limited experience and knowing of one person. So, but people live in that world, and that's the only world they know. So they naturally, when they look for seeking, they try to know more and more. So they go to teachers of knowing or teachers of becoming more knowledgeable, and that go firmly embeds them in the whole separation energy. The other thing that happens in self-inquiry is that the more you know, and the more you move away from life, which is a sort of awareness. Awareness keeps you away from aliveness. Then that development of that awareness and that focus of that awareness brings a state of detachment, which comes and goes like all states do. But the feeling of detachment in life is a very empowering one, very satisfying one for a little while for the individual, because somewhere they feel distant and aloof from life. They think for a little while they're not frightened of life, but all of those states come and go.
How is this aliveness happening?
Well, it's not. It only appears to be happening. So there is nothing and everything. And everything that appears is simply an appearance of no thing. So there's nothing, all that you're looking at and all that's happening is no thing appearing to be something. And it's, oh, now your voice is gone.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
What is Tony? What is the biggest cosmic joke that there is?
Well, this is the great, when I first started talking for a few years, I used to tell jokes. And then they dried up for some reason. I just didn't tell jokes anymore. But when I told a joke, people laughed. I said, well, actually, what I'm telling you in this communication is the greatest joke there is. And that is that there's hundreds and thousands of people searching all over the place. There's churches being built. There are wars being happening all over the world, all about something utterly simple, and that is this. So all of those religions, all of those efforts, all of that agony is all about trying to find out that all there is this. That's the joke. And what these people are looking for has never left them. And it's continuously all there is. And yet they rush around all over the place looking for that which already is. That's the joke. God is a comedian with an audience that never laughs.
The reason they don't get the joke is because they are the joke. They're in the joke.
The seeking is the joke.
It reminded me of watching your videos. In the beginning, I was really angry. And then when I was laughing with you, and I'm like, oh, this is such a beautiful joke.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. All these ideas are just ways for the individual who feels uncomfortable to feel better. Like morals and ethics are the same thing.
Let's talk about that. What is morality and ethics?
Well, it's a self-made, man-made thing. It's made in the story. Ethics and morals are made up ideas in the story to allow the individual to feel safer or better, to have a better experience. So it's hoping, the idea behind it is to hope that everybody acts morally or ethically, and then you won't be harmed. And it comes out of idealism. Idealism is something that arises in the story about the world and me. And it's an idea that in some way or other, we can make the world a better place. A lot of people have tried to do that. Oh, there is no world, and there is no better, and there is no world, and there is no worse, no better or worse. All there is no thing. Wow.